Yes, y'all. What's up? How's everybody doing today? It's your boy, Wild Card Mar, the Wild Card Chief. Welcome to another episode of the Wild Card Chief, episode 5. And yes, we are finally here because it is Victory Monday. Victory Monday. Gotta love Victory Monday because our beloved Kansas City Chiefs went down to Arizona and put a whooping on them birds. Whoop they tail 34-21, and it was a glorious butt whooping, might I add. It was fantastic. I mean, that's how you break out and start the season. So we'll get into that. But you put a beat down on a playoff team last year, send a message, and you love it. But before we get too deep off into this next episode of the Wild Card Chief, please go on over to IOW Sports Network on YouTube. Like, share, follow the IOW Sports Network. That's where you can find all the IOW sports content, including, yes, the Wild Card Chief, a podcast dedicated to the Kansas City Chiefs, our beloved Kansas City Chiefs. Boys, Chiefs or die, baby. Chiefs or die. And let's get into it because we got 5 takeaways on that Chiefs' great victory against the Arizona Cardinals. And yes, this is where we're going to start. Of course, we're going to talk about what everybody's been talking about. Got to talk about what everybody's been talking about. All the talking heads all day, Sunday night and Monday morning been talking about this. No, we're not going to start there. Well, I got to give props to my man, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I have been one of the biggest critics of CEH. Out there in our Chiefs world, a lot of people have had their takes and critique and whatever you want to say about Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but yesterday against the Arizona Cardinals, Clyde Edwards-Helaire showed up and did his thing. 7 carries, 42 yards, an average of 6 yards per carry. That's a good average. I wish we had a little bit more carries, but that's not neither here or there. We'll address that later in the show, but 6 yards a carry at the big 18-yard run. Had 3 catches for 32 yards on 3 targets, the 2 TDs. Had the big 25-yard reception. So Clyde Edwards-Helaire, when his name was called to make a play, Clyde made a play. And guess what? I know in the first few episodes of the Wild Card Chief, I made some couple proclamations about Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and guess what? I still stand by that. But he does not need to have a 18-yard rushing season and 500 receiving yards. No, he does. It would be nice, but he doesn't have to do that. Like I said, we'll address that later in the season. But as long as he does what he did yesterday and makes the plays when he's asked to, that's all we can ask for as fans of our beloved Kansas City Chiefs. And guess what? He did the damn thing. All right. Now, my biggest takeaway, number 2. I love that we blew them out. I love that the Chiefs won. I love that the performance of both the offense and the defense was spectacular. I love it all. There's a lot of positives you could take away from them games, but I am the type of person that loves the positives and let's work on the negatives. And one of the negatives is, yes, you got to work on this ball security. I know everybody's going to be in on the comments and say, oh, it's only week 1, blah, 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 blah. But guess what? You got to work on these things in training camp and get yourself prepared. Turnovers happen. Yes, they do. But you can make sure that you work on personally being accountable for ball security so that you minimize those opportunities that you fumble. The team, as a team, had 5 fumbles, and luckily was only lost one of those fumbles. Luckily, I mean, turnovers can change the game. I think we all are aware of that and understand that. But we got to clean up the ball securities, and it's all good and dandy to have fun when and you're doing the butt whooping, but it ain't fun when the rabbit has a gun. All right, so take care of the ball security and make sure that you aren't having to turn. Clean it up now because I don't want the ball security to be a problem over the season. I don't want it to be an issue come January and February when it really matters. Because I'm gonna look back and be like, all right, I asked you guys, Chiefs, to take care of this situation in September. I don't want it to be a problem in January and February. That's all I'm saying. I know. Let's celebrate the Chiefs on all the positives, but you can't ignore certain negatives like that. I can't ignore 5 fumbles. I can't ignore it. Hey, call me what you want, but you are able to praise the team that you love for the great things they do and still want them to correct the certain negatives. You can do them at the same time. It's possible, folks, just so you know. Just so you know. Anyway, observation number 3 from the game. Defense had a great day. Defense had a great day, had a good day. They did. I mean, say what you want, but this is all that we need from this defense. I said it on episode 4 of the Wild Card Chief. Give the Chiefs just an adequate defense, a middle of the pack. The 2 Super Bowls we went to in the last 4 years, guess what? They were ranked 14th and 17th. That's all you need. You don't need a 2000 Ravens. You don't need an 85 Bears. You need a middle of the road defense that goes with their offense, and you will probably more than likely find yourself in the Super Bowl. But if that defense that showed up in Arizona, that literally shut that Arizona team down for 3 quarters. That score is really not indicative of what really went down. It may say 44-21, but you possibly had the Cardinals not scored in garbage time, garbage points, garbage stats. You probably could be looking at a 44-7 score total for sure. Defense was phenomenal. Played fast. Played within their self. I mean, didn't try to do too much. You didn't see a lot of breakdowns with communication. I hope that y'all. I hope that this can be the consistent theme of this defense this season. Got a few sacks. I believe got 3 sacks. Carlos Dunlap got one. I think L'Jarius Sneed got one. I think Frank Clark got one as well. So you saw the defense flying. That defense looks fast. That defense looks fast, real fast. And that's what you love to see, playing dominant defense. Shut that Cardinals offense down literally 3 quarters. Only gave up 7 points. Them other 14 points was pure garbage points, pat stat and shit that didn't even matter. So bravo to the defense. Must give much love and respect to the defense. And of course, observation number 4, man, I loved how balanced that offense was. As a team, ran for 128 yards, 27 carries, and a touchdown. So let's get comfortable with this, Kansas City Chiefs fan base, that this might be the look of how we run the ball. All right, it's going to be a multitude of guys. Obviously, you saw Isaiah Pacheco get more carries in the garbage time, but you'll see him get his carries. You'll see Clyde get his. You'll see Jarrett get his. You know, it's going to be a running back committee. It's not going to be a huge load of carries carried by one guy. All right. And you're also going to see kind of the run game get extended by short passes, screens, and throws to the running backs in the flats. That's going to be pretty much how that offense is going to operate with the running game. But I do love the fact that 27 carries, Mahomes threw the ball for 39 times. So getting more closer to that more balance of run pass, holding that defense accountable, and say, hey, we're at least going to attempt to run the ball. I mean, you run it 27 times as a team, so you're showing that, hey, we're going to attempt, even if we don't go crazy with the yardage, we're going to establish some sort of running game, and you put up 128 yards. I'm satisfied with that as a fan. I loved how balanced the offense was. Very balanced. It kept that Cardinals defense guessing. What are the Chiefs going to do? Who's the ball going to go to? And that was phenomenal offense. And of course, observation number 5, Cinco. PM15 did PM15 things. Patrick Mahomes things in Arizona. 5 touchdowns, 30 for 39, 360 yards, 5 touchdowns. Did his thing. Oh, my, was Patrick motivated? Was Patrick not motivated? Did you see it on his face and his demeanor? He said, I heard all the media hoopla for the last 3 days since Thursday Night Football about Josh Allen this, Josh Allen that, Josh Allen, blah, 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 blah. Y'all must have forgot I'm Patrick Mahomes, number 15, Super Bowl champion, 4 straight AFC championships, 2018 MVP. I must have forgot who I am. 50 touchdowns, my first year starting. I've been putting up numbers that ain't nobody else is doing. I'm doing what nobody else is doing. Y'all must have forgot. Well, Patrick Mahomes gave the whole NFL a reminder on Sunday that he's still a bad mother. Shut your mouth. Yes, he did. And Patrick Mahomes looked good. Spread the ball to 9 different receivers for that 360 yards. The chemistry with Travis Kelce is undeniable, is still there, as Travis Kelce still adds yet another piece of history to his very legendary career. Another 100-yard game for him. Juju Smith had a great, Smith-Schuster had a great game. MBS, in the opportunities, his name got called, had a good game. And I told y'all about that Jordy Fortune being a red zone threat. Lo and behold, Jordan gets in the end zone. But PM15 was spreading the ball left and right to any and everybody wearing a Chiefs uniform and said, hey, I trust you. Here is the football. Go make a play. And guess what? That makes Patrick Mahomes even more dangerous than he already was. PM15 did PM15 things. Oh, and if the Josh Allen talk wasn't enough motivation, let's not forget that the media for the last few months, well, since the trade went down, oh, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City offense won't be the same without Tyreek Hill. And guess what? This is the last time that y'all will hear Wildcard Mark mention Tyreek Hill on this podcast, because I've heard it enough. I have heard it enough since the trade about how all this offense won't be the same, blah, 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 but it won't be as explosive because of Tyreek Hill. Tyreek did. Enough. Patrick Mahomes showed without the shadow of a doubt that, hey, this offense would not only be prolific, it's going to be efficient, and we're going to do whatever the hell we want to, because you don't know where the ball's going and you don't know how to stop it. So, NFL, you other 31 teams think you got the formula to stop PM15. Well, guess what? As soon as you thought you had the answers, my man changed the game. Good luck with that shit. Chiefs look good, y'all. Made a statement week 1. Now, in the next episode of Wildcard Chief, we will explore and talk more in depth about how they match up against this very good LA Chargers team, who had a good game against the Las Vegas Raiders on Sunday. And both teams have a real short, quick turnaround as they kick off prime time Thursdays with this new Amazon Prime TV deal with primetime Thursday night football games. Hey, I mean, Jeff Bezos ain't stupid. He knows who Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert can bring eyeballs to the tube. Hey, what a way to kick off prime time Thursdays. But until then, folks, please, like I said earlier, go on over to IOW Sports Network on YouTube. Follow the IOW Sports Network YouTube channel where you can see, of course, the Wildcard Chief and other sports content. Until then, y'all, it's the boy Wildcard Mar, the Wildcard Chief, signing off. And y'all know what it is. It's Chiefs or die, baby. Hey, let's have a good season. Peace and love.